Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are shooting a picture for a new campaign, and we've already been shooting for a little bit, but we thought we would do a really quick one just to show you guys a little bit of the setup and a bit of the shoot.
So the lighting I've got set up, I've got a big Octabox set up here, and if I had to call one the main, this is the main, but only just. Then in here I've got a small reflector. The difference with this reflector is it was previously damaged. So I've painted it inside white, and that takes off that silver specular highlight that I'm not a big fan on, especially in beauty type of shots. So I'm getting more of like a glow light off this than a reflective light. And I just want to add some interest into the hair, into the background. And I've got one of these little strip flashes in here. And I've used this edge of the light to try and make the light start round about here. So I've sort of blocked it, so hopefully it's just lighting from this side to there. I've used this to stop lens flare as well as to restrict the light that's coming on to Bec's side. So it's just to sort of pull it off her arm a fraction. The white V-flat in there, it's basically, its job is number one, that edge is to stop the flare. Number two is to grab any of this spill light from both that and that on this, just to give a little softer fill on this side of her face. I just found her skin was getting too contrasty, and this killed that contrast off. So on the settings on the software, I started off with exposure just with her in color to make sure it wasn't clipping anywhere on her skin. And the changes I made is I put a bit of contrast in, I've put a down curve on. So if I just move these around a little bit of shadow fill, just to fill into the blacks in her hair. I want the blacks to be blacks with detail. So what I tend to do is push my blacks past 0, and then I get blacks with detail. Now the clarity, again, this is the clarity that doesn't sharpen, and that's just pushed up just to give that localized contrast. I've got a down curve mainly to get that sort of chromy line in the skin. And I'm just running on like a default setting with my channels. So they add up to 100, but it's 21 red, 72 in green channel and 7 in blue channel, which gives me the 100% exposure. They're the settings I'm happy with. I've got a little bit of clipping on the arm, but that was back on those shots. Once we got to our later shots, I'd slightly adjusted the light slightly just to stop that clipping. So I'm just going to show you through the shooting. I'm just on the Hasselblad. I've got an 80mm lens. I'm f8, 100 ISO at 160th of a second. I've gone on the 80mm lens because I wanted to slightly narrow Bec a little bit in the face. The longer you go, the more round you make her face. The wider I go, the more narrow her face will get, just for this look. And cool, just get a focus, cool. The picture popped up, yep. So now I'm just going to make sure that we've got the hero shot we need to get. That's really cool, that's really cool. Awesome. So all I'm doing is I'm watching Bec's eyes. I'm not looking at anything other than her eyes, and I'm waiting for a certain look to come in. Cool. That's really pretty, that's really pretty. Cool. That's really pretty. We'd normally have music running, but we're copyrights, so it doesn't allow us. And I offered to sing, but Bec said no. Cool, that's it, cool. So I'm watching two things at the moment. I'm getting some really nice shots here. I'm ready for a little bit of a change up. So I need Bec to do something different, and the easiest way to make her do something different is change the way she's sitting, or change her legs, or change her posture, and all of those things will change the feel of the picture. That's really cool, that's really cool. Or I could talk about a little kitten that she's just adopting. See, if it was a dog, your face would have changed. That's better. See, look, the face has changed instantly. I'm right. So your brand new kitten didn't even change your face. Sorry?
I haven't met it yet.
But you hadn't met the dog I mentioned either, but your face changed. Cool. So you can't help it now, can you? Awesome. Come in. Cool. That's really pretty. That's really pretty. Cool. Cool. It's really nice. It's cool. It does make it easy when I'm working with people like Bec because we've worked together so much. I do know what to say if she's getting too tight. I know what to say just to loosen her up a little bit more, take a break from trying to nail every picture. Cool. Cool, that's really pretty. Cool. Stunning. Nice, 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 nice. One more feel for change. Maybe do something to make it stronger, tougher. Cool, cool. That's nice, that's really cool. Straight down the lens, right down, like, yeah, beautiful. Try and just laser eye straight in. That's really pretty, that's really pretty. Cool, cool. Cool. Stretch down with the arms, stronger. Nice, a bit strong with the arms, like really tight, push it down there. Nice, awesome. Cool, cool. That's really cool. I don't know if any of those things worked or not. Oh yeah, it definitely gave you a stronger face. Yeah, cool. Just a little bit of retouching and we'll be finished. So now I've picked the picture that we're going to use. I haven't changed anything from the settings that we're shooting. I was happy with how that's come out. So I've exported as a 16-bit TIFF in Adobe RGB. And that's how it's come into Photoshop. I'll just quickly run through what I've done to it. So the healing I normally use, like there's a little bit of Bec's tattoo which is left. There's the odd little fine lines. I'm looking at things that are really small that are black and white. So big areas I'll dodge and burn, but really fine, really little things that are very dark or very light, I will use the healing tool just as a little dot. I don't use it as a wipe. So my healing layer, you'll see that just cleaned off those little finer black lines. Then I come in dodge and burn, and all my dodge and burn is, you'll see there's an up curve layer and there's a down curve layer on the burn. The masks are black, and all I do is paint with a white brush at 1% flow. As you'll see up here, 1% flow. And I will just carefully dodge and burn out all I'm doing is really dodging and burning in the mid-tone area, not in the whites or in the blacks. And you'll see just the difference that makes, it just allows me to fully clean up skin. But the bonus with it is when I clean it up, see how all the little hairs and everything are in there. So if you use things like heal and that, and even when you use frequency separation, you actually lose the texture of real skin. Whereas my dodge and burn keeps the texture of the skin. It just removes the shadow in, and then the shadows and the highlights. So you can see I've just darkened down some of the highlights on that. The next thing is my cutting layer. And my cutting layer is a little bit, it's more like a traditional dodge and burn, because the cutting layer will go right to white and right to black, whereas my dodge and burn will not affect whites or blacks. So with the cutting layer, I normally use it just to touch my lighting up a little bit. Punch, I quite often will put highlights, lighten up the blacks in the hair so we get texture back in them. So you'll see, you can just see it just gives that little bit more pop of light. Now this has got both black and white on it. Again, at 1% flow, just popped it up slightly. The color fill layer I don't need to use because it's a black and white picture. This is only a conversion of black and white. My gradient map is like a linear contrast, and with it, when I turn it on, it's so subtle, but I've got that back to 21% opacity. So I've really, really pulled it back just to add a tiny bit more contrast into this picture. And the top curves layer has got nothing on it. It's turned off. So I didn't even need to use that. And that's pretty much my retouching. It took me maybe 15 minutes from start to finish to do the retouch. Before, after. So the essence of the picture has stayed the same. I've just cleaned it up without destroying Bec's skin or making her not feel like a real person and making her feel like AI.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this short little quick one for today. I will throw up some other videos of ours on the screen now.